If you want to make a custom background, you'll need to make a copy of the turnaround animation template. Go ahead and go to File, Make a Copy of Selected Slide. Give it a name like Background Design and click OK. So this is not the one that you're going to be making all your slides on. It's the one that you're going to be creating your background on. Because what we need to do is we need to make our design on this, and then we can download it as a JPEG and bring it in as a background onto your turnaround slides. Just to review, you can change the background on this if you like. You can go to the background button. You could choose an image, but in this case, we're probably not going to do that. You can pick a color. You could pick a gradient, and remember, you can do a custom gradient by clicking the different colors on either end. So I think I'm going to try that. I'm going to put one color here, and maybe I do a yellow, and I'm going to pick another color like a red, or maybe I'll do a blue. Let's see what we get. And if I really want to go crazy, I can add another stop here, and I can add a third color. And if I want a custom color, I can click a custom color and change it up a little bit. Maybe we'll try this. And I'm also going to do full opacity. So I'm going to click that. And now, actually, I kind of like this. So I'm going to click OK. And I'm going to click Done. And so now I actually have a gradient fill on this background, which is kind of neat. But I may also want to add a few other things to it. So using the line tool, I could use the curve tool, and I could create some sort of funky kind of 60s looking curved shape there. You can change the fill and the line art. So if I want this fill perhaps to match, I could use the color that I selected, but that might be a little close. And if I want this to stand out a little bit more, I can make the color on the border, maybe I'll make it like a bright green, and I'll make that border a little bigger, and maybe we get some funky stuff in there. I could also change this to a gradient too. So I could maybe use this kind of a gradient inside of it, and then I could make this border color a little bit smaller if I wanted to. So now I've got this, and I might make a copy of it, Command C, Command V, and maybe I'll make some sort of a design here. I'm going to do Command V again. And remember, you can make things bigger or smaller by grabbing them in the corner. And let's say I want this one in front of the other one. I'm going to select it, go up to Arrange, go to Order, and I'm not going to bring it to front. I might bring it forward, which will bring it forward one step, which would be to front. I can also rotate this just to kind of create some interest, maybe, so it doesn't look like it's all the same. Kind of like what's going on there. Maybe I'll do 4. So I'm going to do Command V again, and I kind of like this idea of this rotation and how that's sort of working. All right. I could also use any of the shapes tools. So let's say I want to have a couple bursts in there or something. I could go here, and I could use this 25-point star. Does everyone see this? So I can make this a circle. And if you notice, this has a little yellow dot on it. If I click that, I can actually make these almost like little bursts like that. And I can make this a color. And maybe I'll use the color that's down here, or some sort of contrasting color. I'm going to give it a fill and a stroke that's the same. So let's see what this green looks like. That's a little too close. So let's pick something like maybe this blue, and I'm going to change the border to that blue also. So now I've got these kind of like funky patterns going on. I'm going to copy and paste that one too, and I'm just going to use it to maybe fill up these areas in the corners and sort of balance that out a little. All right, I think I got a pretty nice background. I'm going to put Tilly right here, and it's a little funky, and I like that. And it's made up of all these different shapes that you can use, just the line tool and the shape tool, and using those creatively with fills and strokes. So now I'm going to download this by going to File, Download as JPEG. And then in my assignment, the turnaround assignment, I'm going to bring it in by clicking Background, choose Image, and I'm going to go to Upload and click the Browse because I've downloaded it onto my computer. And here's my background design, and I'm going to click Open. And what that does is and then I'm going to click Done. What that does is it locks that in there. So if I click here, it's not going to grab anything that I don't want. And now I can just simply bring in my character, my 8 poses, just like we did for the other ones. So I'm going to go to Image, Upload from Computer again. I'm going to upload the PNG that I exported from the other assignment. And I'm going to double click on the inside, move, crop that over to the first character. I'm going to click Enter. Now clearly she's too small, so I'm going to make this bigger. I want her to be really big. There we go. I think that looks pretty cool actually. So now I'm going to duplicate this slide. I'm going to go up to Slide, Duplicate Slide, and now I'm going to double click on Tilly, and I'm going to use my arrow keys to bring the next character in. Now you can see that some of the hair is already here, so I'm going to just crop that, and I'm going to hit Enter. Now there is one thing that I did not do, and that was I need to turn on the guides. So you go to View, go to Guides, Show Guides, and remember that I used the neck to line her up. So I'm just going to move her over a little bit, and then I'm going to bring this side view in, and she needs to be over a little bit so that the neck is in the middle. And you can see that now she's centered a lot better. And I'm going to go all the way down the line, and I'm going to create the 8 slides that I'm going to need to export to make my animated character turnaround.